Hold on.
Okay.
Hi, Facebook people. Welcome, welcome. It's not an interview. Yay.
Yay. Just having fun.
Yes, Lindsay Glazer and I are getting to know each other so you can get to know the real Lindsay Glazer. Yeah. You know,
Well, we weren't sure it was a good idea, but people asked for this. So we give the people what they want.
yeah, because strong women get a bad reputation. And I want you to get to know her because she's a strong woman and you need to love her.
That's why my walk-up song last night was Too Bad Reputation by Joan Jett, actually. That is the song I always use.
Oh, that's incredible.
See? Synchronicity.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we are like this. So tell everybody what you did last night. I'm so stoked for you.
Last night I opened for Dimitri Martin at the Wynn at the Encore Theater. What was funny about that is I told the audience I've been watching Dimitri Martin since I was little, which is true. I mean, if you think about it, you know, I was like 16 or 17 when he started. He just happened to start really young. He started at 18, I think. And so the audience laughed because that sounds like I was saying like Dimitri was old and I was like really young when I said, you know, I'm so happy to be here. I've been watching Dimitri since I was little. And they're looking at us going, wait, aren't they around the same age? Not the same age. He's older than me, but he looks better. But it is true that I watched him from when I was little. He's happened to start so young that, you know, long before I was a comic, I loved him. Like I loved his like music and everything. And I was so shocked. You know, the way you get chosen for something like that is clubs submit your name. And then the Dimitri and his team picked. And I was so shocked he chose me because our styles are so different. I even told him that. And he was like, I like that your style was different. It's great. You're a good joke. He told me good set or, well, he actually like gave me a fist bump. It's a nice job. Good job out there. And that was awesome. And he was awesome. I mean, he was great. It was super fun to watch. His audiences are great. It's amazing about Dimitri is his shows are marketed to 12 and over. And there's everyone from like 60-year-olds in the audience, but there's also a 12-year-old who came for her birthday. You don't see a lot of comics who span that sort of audience. 12-year-olds could not come to my show. Not my full show. I mean, they were at my opening, but can you hear me still?
Yes, it just tuned out for a sec.
Yeah, a 12-year-old could come to my opening for Dimitri, but a 12-year-old couldn't come to my show at Wise Guys.
Yeah.
On August 12th and 13th.
Let's talk about that too.
Yes, I'm headlining Wise Guys August 12th and 13th. I have a bunch of people. The only bad thing about last night is it ended and I was like waiting him back because Dimitri wanted to talk to me. I should have promo people, you know. I should have went outside and met every single 2,000 people who were there and given them my card. And that was a missed opportunity. And I'm still kicking myself about it. But hopefully they'll give me another opportunity soon. But there's a bunch of people who went to that show who've already bought tickets or left me good reviews on Instagram who are going to come to the show. So I'm very excited.
That's super. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So tell everybody what it's like to be a strong woman in comedy. It can't be easy.
It's not easy to be a strong woman anywhere. You know, one of the goals of comedy is being likable. And I'm not that likable because I don't trust that many people. And I mean, we've talked about having autism before and I'm blunt and I don't read social cues well. And I once joked, I'm the only comic where hanging out hurts me. I'm not fun. I don't like, you know, do drugs unless you count coffee. And I don't, you know, it's not like I haven't smoked pot, but it's not my thing. It doesn't do what it does for other people. I'm not saying I never have a drink. I mean, I'll do shots with people and whatever, but that's not my everyday thing. After you, I mean, you don't know, but after you have kids, you know, anything you do makes you gain weight. You got to stay thin for comedy and, women in entertainment, you don't want to age out. It's hard. So it's never been me. And I've sort of pulled away from hanging out with a lot of like colleagues because of like, it's such a toxic environment in some case. I mean, you see it, like we have all these like really talented young guys committing suicide. Jack Knight was so nice and so talented. And, like there's so much sadness in comedy. And I don't think like our culture in comedy like contributes to it. We're the only people who do roast like there's no other art form. I guess you could say Battle of the Bands is like a art form that competes, but they're not really competing as much for. But you don't like you never gone to like a medical office and two doctors are like, let's pit two doctors against each other to see who is the best. Not like, or you don't go to like an art gallery and they're not like Picasso versus, whomever. And like, I don't, I am a strong woman. Like as an attorney before in a comedy, it's exhausting, There's a reason we can't get a union.
Yeah, exactly. Can't get people to concentrate long enough.
I will say this though, the women, for whatever reason in comedy, it seems like males gossip more than the women. And all the women I've met have been very nice and supportive for the most part. I mean, there's some few exceptions in every group. But in general, I think in comedy, the women do a good job of building each other up and supporting each other. And in general, guys think of it more as a zero-sum game. I never think of comics as my competitors. You're my colleagues. Like, it's not someone gets something doesn't mean you didn't get it. Like, it's so weird to me for people to be like, oh, that person got this, and then immediately talk about how that person sucks and that person doesn't. Like, it has nothing to do with that person and everything to do with your own insecurity.
Absolutely. I remember being at Wise Guys about, I don't know, right after the pandemic. And I was videotaping with my camera up and down. And you go, Linda, turn your camera this way. And, like people were looking and I was like, I don't judge what you're telling me by the way the tone or the loudness or whatever. I listen for what you say, and some people just like when they hear you talk or other strong women talk, they get turned off because you're strong. And that's so unfair.
And they just don't know. They don't know that I knew you before. And I was probably going on stage in 5 minutes and was like, hey, fix your camera. The problem is I try and say the thing that quickest will help you the quickest without like thinking about my tone. And my guess is we were at a mic and I was like, you have the camera the wrong way when you're videoing, because if you video for reels, you have to do vertically. But this is something I learned. You have to only do horizontal video for stand-up. Like when I started, I was submitting vertical video to people until someone told me. So I was like, hey, and people don't know me. I don't know any of those open mics. They just think I'm being a bitch or whatever. But honestly, I know that you submitting your horizontal video will get you better results than a vertical video, because if you submit a vertical video, everyone will know, oh, this person doesn't know what they're doing. It's happened to me. But yeah, I'm not surprised at all to hear that. And it's just, I'm kind of used to it. I just try to stay out of it now.
Yeah.
Unless I have to.
You do a great job of staying out of the fray, and you're not causing problems. People are just insecure, and you're not insecure. And one thing I wanted
well, not about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, one of the things that I've had trouble with is finding a tripod that will hold my camera and won't break after the warranty is up.
Yeah, tripods are a pain in the butt.
They are. They don't make good ones.
Most of them are flimsy or they're super expensive and complicated. It's difficult. But I'll text you after this live and show you the one I use from Amazon. It's pretty cheap and it's a tabletop and you can move it. But I have so many tripods I go through. I have one particular one I like using for my phone and another one I like using for my camera. But I prefer it if like when my friend Charlie lived in Las Vegas, I preferred that because then he videoed everything and I didn't have to do anything. Everyone's like, how do you choose your features? I'm like, can you drive me and also record me? I'm pro productivity.
So what's the next big thing after August 12th and 13th at Wise Guys that you're doing?
Locally, I don't have anything locally that I know of yet, but I do have the secret show next weekend I'm hosting I don't even know where it is. They said somewhere off the strip. So Find Secret Comedy Show. And that'll be fun. I'm gonna run new material there. I guess the next big thing is the album. And then at the end of July, I'm in Cosby's Comedy Club in Newport News, Virginia, which is a big pain in the butt because you gotta fly into Richmond because no one flies into whatever anymore. And then, oh, the other thing is Lime TV is sponsoring me, and we have our big show at Portland House of Music in Portland, Maine. Then I come back, then we have Wise Guys, and I'm in New Orleans. If you want to figure out where I am, go to my website, www.lindsayglazer.com, LINDSAY, or follow me on Instagram at lindsayglazer@gmail.com. I like that we can like talk while I'm walking, you know, back from like the gym to my dad's house, and we're just like, this is prettier than my messy room.
You're in Montecito. Wow.
Well, it's Santa Barbara right on the line, I guess.
Got it. Yeah, if I was there, I'd be trying to find Oprah. Yeah. Well, what do you want to say to people before we head out for today? Because you'll be back each day this month.
Well, if you like what you're doing, like what you're seeing here, please support me by either coming to the show or following me on Instagram. Is the best free way to support people or comics you like is follow them on Instagram, and that's free, or come to their show. Or if you can't come to their show, say, hey, I saw this girl. I thought she was really funny. I'm not going to be here this weekend, but you should go to her show. It's on this day. And I heard, as we remind you every time, you buy tickets, I will match the amount of tickets you buy with a comp, and we'll also give you like free merch, whether that's a coffee cup, a t-shirt, or both. It just depends on our supplies, our stickers. We'd love to see you there. And we love like local stuff. So, and watch out in the future for my new local room that's coming. That's
yes,
it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Say hello to all the military in Newport News, Virginia.
Oh, I will. I definitely will. Is it mostly an Air Force base there?
Yeah, I don't know.
All
I think it might be military army. I'm not positive, but huge
Well,
military place.
Perfect. They'll love me. You know, the military loves me.
Yes.
Well, thanks so much, Linda. And I look
Thank
forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yes, I'll hit you up for a link on two different kinds of tripods that you like.
Perfect. Thanks, Linda.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you lots.